Hello everyone, this is Spencer from Crimson Ledger Comics, and this is probably one of the better comics I've read within the last about half a year or so. So this is Ordained, number 1. This came out last year in December, I want to say. I only picked it up recently because I forgot to pre-order it. And this features Father Roy. That's this guy here. Most of the time people just refer to him as Father because he is a priest. This priest became one later in life, is pulled back into a life of crime after he takes the confession of a mafia leader, a mafia don, on his deathbed. He performs last rites, and the guy makes a miraculous recovery and then decides that he wants Father Roy dead. One of the things that often bothers me about the way Catholics and Christians are portrayed in comics is the people who end up writing these characters don't tend to know much about the religion that they're looking for, or that they're writing. So I felt as though Robert Venditti was maybe he grew up Catholic. This is something I hadn't looked into, but someone who was very respectful of the Catholic faith and Christian faith in general, or at least has a general knowledge, if that makes sense. Because I'm not Catholic, I'm Christian. So I don't know the most about Catholicism either, but I felt as though this was fair in its portrayal and didn't just want to demonize someone. So we have him starting out here doing praying the rosary, probably doing his Hail Marys, and we see that he is this pretty good father of the church. He's a pretty good priest. He's active in his community. He does last rites, and that's where he and the mafia don meet. So this issue is kind of a slow start, and I saw a lot of people online call this adaptation bait, which it kind of is. It's kind of got that John Wick feeling to it. In fact, they even have a quote from the writer and creator of John Wick. And I'm pretty sure this has some form of movie deal. But I quite like it. I think it's paced pretty well. There's no real action scene in this except for when the Mafia Don put the hit out on the Padre, as they call him. And it leads to Father Roy kind of trying to defend one of, I think, a worker at the church. I think it was a worker or a fellow priest. But it's revealed that this father, he's not exactly who he seems. He's not just a normal priest. It turns out that this Roy guy is some form of, I want to say Marine or SEAL. I can't quite remember what they pitched it as because the information is available online. It's just not in this comic in particular. So I just want to show you some of the art as well. So I opened up to this double page spread, not just trying to show you all of the comic. So we open up to this double page, well, I guess not spread, it is a layout, and there are some grids. So you have Father Roy charging here and going in for a punch, and the camera angles to me seem a little off. I think I personally would have gone from the other angle just to kind of lead into this panel easier, but I see with their little mini, sorry, you're off screen there, their little mini highlight of him grabbing here, pulling back, and then the other punch, it kind of does connect over here fairly well. But I found often where I was kind of getting lost on the pages trying to determine exactly what was actually going on and what the order of reading was, which is not normally that big of a deal. It's just in this one it was maybe a little more visually confusing than it had to be. So of course, father picks up a gun and decides not to use it. It's just using it as a melee weapon. I'd say overall, the story was really it was thrilling. I read through it at a pretty quick pace. Robert Venditti is seriously one of my favorite writers of all time for comic books. So if you're able to find a copy, I know they're doing a third and a fourth printing now. I'd say pick it up. The next issue is out next week. As of my time recording it, I'm recording today is February 6th, 2026. So definitely I'd say pick this book up. You won't regret it. The art's amazing. The writing is pretty good. And the overall presentation, like if you can pick up this newsprint paper is just perfect. There's no glare on there at all. Reading it is very easy. One of the criticisms I do have are the speech bubbles, and the text can be a little small at times, so it makes it a little hard to read. Other than that, amazing book. Lots of fun. Go check it out. Thank you. Bye.